Hello, Cancer. My name is Nigel. You have found Alchemy, and this is your March 2025 reading. Okay. Wow. Okay. I'm not going to spoil the surprise. I just glanced at your cards. You do have the Eight of Pentacles here, overarching your whole month. Now, I do not take these overarching cards in reverse. However, I do take note when they do come in reverse, and this one has come in reverse. So you may be making some decisions this month about work, about your goals, about what you put your energy into versus what you maybe shouldn't, what's good for you long term, what's not. So that's a decent energy. This is Sun and Virgo energy. Yeah, definitely. So you also have dying love. And when you get the dying love card, it doesn't have to be a relationship. And being that it's coupled with this card, I'm thinking at least so far that it may not be. It's something that you may be losing feeling for, or something that you may be changing your mind about. And that doesn't surprise me with this card coming in reverse and upright, right? So we'll keep that in mind. There may be some part of you, part of your goal journey that's changing, right? Something that might be dying off so something else can be reborn. You have concentration here. And it says there's a lack of focus. Take a step back and center yourself before making any big decisions during this time. I do think that these cards are going nicely together. There is something that has your attention, or that maybe has had your attention, that may be falling away in lieu of something more lucrative or something that's more beneficial for you. Okay, you're making a decision about all of that stuff this month. We'll wait to do your astrology. This has to be turned around. We don't take these in reverse. But let's go on. You pulled the goddess Athena, and this is actually more Virgo energy, so that's interesting. So you have the goddess Athena as your overarching archetype for the month. And Athena is an Olympian. She's an Olympian goddess of wisdom, and she's known for her influential contributions to battle. She uses her mind, her wit, her wisdom, and she strategizes. She does so expertly, right? You're being guided to remove something from your life, or this is encouraging you to jump out of your current comfort zone towards something else, a new opportunity. Let's keep her in mind as we go through your reading. You have, it says, when it feels right, do it. So yeah, that you're going to get a moment of inspiration this month. I'm really liking your reading. I'm a tiny bit jealous, to be honest with you. This is the kind of reading I need. But not everybody can get them. If everybody got readings like this, then they'd be actually meaningless. So you have a lapis lazuli. This is a beautiful stone. I'm not going to say it's one of my favorites. I was on the tip of my tongue to say so, but it's definitely up there in the top 10. It says, I receive messages all the time and follow my internal guidance system. Lapis lazuli. And believe it or not, okay, that is a very Saturn-based stone, but what makes it fascinating, it is associated with Virgo and Sagittarius. So you may have Virgo highly aspected in your chart. You may be dealing with a Virgo. But you may, if none of those things are true, you may be called upon to step into that energy of Virgo. That methodical sort of, let me figure this out. Let me take this apart. Let me put it back together and come up with a plan and stick to that plan. That very grounded energy, right? That I personally lack because I'm very airy and watery, right? But this is a really nice energy. I'm always sort of enamored with Virgos because they're just so different from me, and I really enjoy reading for them and absorbing their energy. So you may be called upon this month to do that. This is one of the oldest spiritual stones known to man. It represents royalty, strength, wisdom, truth, right? Associated with Saturn, and Saturn is it's somewhere in your astrology. I remember seeing it. Okay, let's just continue. Let's do your charms. You have crossroads energy, and that really doesn't surprise me. And it's coming in sideways, so it's a decision-making month for you. You're going to be making some decisions. You're taking this time very seriously. You're saying, okay, what needs to go? What needs to stay? How do I get my goals faster, more efficiently? What needs to be revamped here? And, the crossroads energy is not always easy. It's not ridiculously hard either, but it's not always easy. It's decisions that you have to make. The letters that you have this month are E, L, and D. So like I always say, this could be a place, could be a person, could be a city, it could be the name of a restaurant, it could be anything like that. If you keep these 3 letters close to you, by the end of the month, one of them or all of them might mean something to you, okay? You have, let's look at your charms. You have the bullshit be gone spray, and this is coming in upside down. I'm very slow to say reverse. Most of these charms are never read in reverse. There's 1 or 2 that are. When they're upside down, it's an internal thing that's going on. I think you're tired of something. You're tired of either the speed at which something might be happening or not happening, or the fact that your goals may be changing, or you want the road to your goals shortened. There's something going on, and I think you're tired of some bullshit that's going on in your life with that bullshit be gone spray. You have here the exorcism, and this really makes a lot of sense to me. The exorcism charm, what are you trying to get rid of? Or what will you be trying to get rid of by the end of the month? There's something you're exercising from your life. And it seems to be a very sensible choice, especially with all that Virgo energy. You have rainbow, so there is a pot of gold waiting for you here, Cancer, if you just if you take the leap when the time is right. You have the heart here coming in upside down, and that is that is your heart's desire, right? It's internal. Where's my little pointer? Here it is. This is internal. Definitely internal energy, stuff that's going on within you. You may not be showing that to the outside world, but inside the wheels are turning, right? And I really like this, right? You have this money charm, and it's upside down as well. So that might be something that you don't see coming, right? A reward of sorts that you don't see coming. The reward could be a windfall, it could be a job promotion, it could be a new goal path that leads later to more money. But there's money involved in here somehow, or there's a goal involved in here somehow. Now, also, there is someone in your life here with this earring, all right, that at least when you start listening to this reading, maybe when you enter the month, you may not know who I'm talking about because it is coming in upside down. And when it's something that you may not see coming, just like this money you may not see coming, okay? But this earring is something that I found a long time ago and I kept. And I found it in the car of my ex-husband who was cheating on me, right? And this was her earring, and I kept it. And I'm not saying that your mate is cheating on you. I mean, it doesn't have to be that. It could be someone in your life that's not being honest with you, somebody who may have jealousy towards your goals, somebody that may have hidden agenda that you're not aware of just yet. So kind of and you know what's ironic? He was a Virgo. You have a lot of Virgo energy here on the table, for one, either for better or for worse. I mean, in your case, I don't think it's bad. But just keep that in mind, okay? Because that earring doesn't come out very often. Okay, let us definitely move on to your astrology. Let's see if I can move some of this stuff now that we did the charms. But you're definitely at this crossroads energy, and I like that it's coming in sideways because it's going to be and with these sideways cards, you have quite a few of them actually. It's going to be decisions that you're going to have to make. I mean, our life and our path is based on the decisions we make. And if we don't make the right decisions one month, right, it's fine. What's meant to be yours is going to be yours. It might take longer, but we're all here to learn, right? To learn lessons through our decisions, not just to be granted gifts, right? So definitely keep that in mind. You have well, and it says family wishes come true. In your case, I really think this is wishes coming true, but it is coming in, as you can see, sideways. So these are decisions. These wishes that come to you are going to be based on the decisions you make for yourself this month. So keep that in mind. There's a dark woman here on the table, and this dark woman could be dark in feature, that she could have dark skin. She could have dark hair and light skin. She could be dark in nature. So keep that in mind too, because you do have this earring, and there may be someone who has hidden jealousy towards you. You know, it's very, very possible with this energy. Could be, someone in your family. It could be, because it did mention family, but it doesn't have to be, okay? To start out your month, you have the Five of Wands in reverse. And it pays to mention, by the way, that from here to here, the cards are different. And these particular tarot cards have different astrological correspondences. Maybe 10% of them are like regular tarot cards, but most of them aren't. And some of the meanings can be different. Not all, but some. Okay, so let's just keep that in mind. But yeah, you do have the Five of Wands in reverse. And in this deck, this is Sun in Leo. And now, this is the end of conflict, struggle, upheaval. This may have like generated some sort of a breakthrough moment for you. So you may decide to stop fighting with someone. You may decide to stop sharing with someone. You may just decide to stop the bullshit, because you have the bullshit be gone spray. And there's some sort of bullshit that you may have been involved in, that you're at a point where you're like, you know what? I think I'm done, you know? And I do think that's a healthy move here, Cancer. Let me move this microphone just a little. Yeah. Next card up is the Two of Swords, right? And the Two of Swords is in this deck is Venus and Libra. And this card in this deck signals a withdrawal from problems or distractions surrounding you. And these two cards go together. If bullshit be gone spray were cards, this would be it. You're kind of done. You don't want any of the drama. You don't want any of the crap. You don't want any of the bad energy. You're starting to sense that it's not good for you. It's not good for your goals. It could revolve around this person in your life. Here you have, and I like this, you have the Four of Wands coming in sideways. And here is your choice, right? Here is your end game. This is most of our end games, right? This is, see if I can move this to where you can still see it. Now, the Four of Wands is most of our wish, right? It's Jupiter and Aries energy in this deck. It's celebration, it's renewal, it's a finish line, it's a harvest, it's harmony, right? With the sideways view, we see that some of you have to make, all of you honestly, are going to have to make a decision about this person, this situation, this bullshit, you know, and it's going to deter, you see clearly that your finish line is being threatened by an energy that's around you. Now, I don't mean to sound ominous, because this isn't the end of the world, but this is definitely, someone's energy can definitely get in the way of our growth, our goals, our expansion. It could slow it down. It could halt it too, but it could definitely slow it down. It could damper us. It could make we could make our backpack very heavy with bricks that aren't ours, somebody else's, right? We add this up and we break it down. It's the number 11. And the number 11 is a cardinal number just like you. It's a master number. It's a bridging number that bridges one thing to another. So in my opinion, it's your goal and you, and it's creating a bridge. These feelings you're experiencing are creating a bridge. It's a high decimal number, and it indicates important happenings. So whatever it is you're going through, the awakening that you're experiencing is extremely important to your path. Now, as we move on to leg 2, you have Hat here coming in sideways. You will be playing a different role if you choose to do it. Now, this different role, now this could mean one of two things. You could be playing a different role in this person's life. You could be pushing them away on an intimate level. This also could mean that you have the opportunity for a different role in the future, depending on what decisions you make here in your life. You have here a box coming in reverse, and it says you will receive a gift. But you know, when I look at the box, I think of thinking outside it. Okay, it's time to think outside your box, whatever box you've constructed that may have always worked for you. This next level that you're approaching needs you need to approach differently. Here in the middle of your month, it looks like this is where everything sort of comes together, and you have to go through some crap to get to the other crap, okay? The crossroads energy. You have strength here coming in sideways. And, you know, most of the time strength is indicated by the sign of Leo, but in this deck, the major arcana have no astrological associations, even though you can clearly see a lion on this card. Look at it. It is a beautiful card, right? And you have the moon there in the background. Reminds me a lot of Cancer, right? That intuitive, very different kind of strength card, right? It's darker. It's more intuitive. She's holding a snake. She's trying to shed a skin. There may be a snake in your midst that you grab and sort of tame. And now in the center of your reading, um, by the way, this encourages you to begin a process of self-discovery by stretching, thinking outside your box, stretching your mind over the sides of that box. It's telling you that the time is now, right? And this sideways card indicates a choice, definitely a choice. And you have here in the center of your reading, the Prince of Swords coming in sideways. And the center of your reading, like I always tell you, is an important part of your reading, right? It's the gist. And this particular card is represented by air, straight up air, no particular sign, just air. This is another decision card. Will you accept your own perception? Will you accept that as truth so you can build upon that? The thing that you have discovered. Will you second guess yourself? Some of you might. It's coming in sideways. But here you have the Ten of Pentacles coming in reverse. And the Ten of Pentacles can mean many things in many readings, right? It's Venus in Virgo energy, more Virgo energy, right? And it's breaking something that you've long had. This is something that's been in your life for a while, that had value for a long time, that you are starting to break free from. You're starting to just say, you know what? I need something new. I need a new direction. I need a new goal, or I need to approach this differently to get that goal that I want. You need to do something differently. And I think with the box and the Ten of Pentacles in reverse and these sideways cards, you are seeing it extremely clearly. And mid-month, when we add this up and we break it down, we get Mars energy, that Aries energy, that hot temperature, bumping heads with someone, maybe conflict, but no matter what, it's passion. You're feeling passionate about this new way of doing things, or at least the thought of experiencing your goals faster. Let me see if I can move that up a little bit. So as we move on, like down to your last leg, we have clouds, and it says temporary problems, and it is coming in sideways. Whether these problems are temporary or not, going to be completely up to you here, Cancer. You are not a victim. You are a co-creator, definitely in this situation. You have grapes here in reverse, and it says time to get out and have fun. Now I'm thinking, honestly, there may be someone who's tempting you to get out and have fun that you maybe should ignore. And there may be someone trying to get you off course. There may be someone giving you bad advice. There may be someone, it seems like friendly advice, but I think you catch it. I do. I think you catch it, because you have here the nine. I mean, this is great. You have the Nine of Pentacles. And in any deck, this is a great card, right? This is Saturn and Virgo in this deck. And it brings breakthrough and change, especially in your consciousness. You're moving away from fear-based behavior. Wealth is either coming, and you have proof of it coming, or it's arrived. This wealth could be success, promotion, good fortune, and gain. There is something that you are seeing very clearly on your last leg. Let me see. Pull these cards like that. Next card up is Princess of Pentacles in reverse. Now, the Princess of Pentacles is straight up earth energy, no sign. Upright, she can be dependent on, and does not let distractions lead her astray. Maybe that's why your grapes are in reverse, right? You realize that certain people, places, or things can take away from the great things that you are surely, it's surely coming to you. You either can already see it, or something arrived, and you are seeing that this is counterproductive for you. You have here the Six of Pentacles in reverse coming in as your final card. And it's Mercury and Taurus in this deck, and this card represents the universal law of giving and receiving. With your other cards, I believe you are on a road to some sort of success, and you're starting to take stock of what you give your energy to and what you should not. And I think this is really, really nice energy. Think about your charms. Think about there is something dying here, right? This isn't about your love life. So if you were looking for a love reading, I'm sorry. I just take what comes out. And this is a very successful reading for a goal that you have, but you're going to have to either eliminate something or at least change their position in your life, or whether you choose to put those swords up like this and say, I don't want to hear you. I don't want to see you. I want to focus. I want to focus on my shit. Bullshit be gone. When we add this up and we break it down, it's really no surprise we get that Libra, Taurus, Venus energy. Your money. Now, Venus is also a love planet, but it's also our money and our goals, and it goes perfectly with the rest of your reading. Now, when we look at your challenges, and challenges are just that. They're not roadblocks, right? They're just things that you may feel a little challenged by this month, and that's okay. Without challenges, we have no growth. Got to move this, sorry. We have Arrow here, and this is in your challenge, and this is that Sagittarian energy, that Jupiter expansive energy, and it says you're on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. It is coming in reverse. I really think someone's going to give you bad advice this month, okay? You may wonder at certain times this month if you're on the right path. Somebody may be implanting that thought. Somebody's energy may be getting in the way, but I do think it may be challenging for a section of the month, but I don't think it's going to be a roadblock. I just think look at the rest of the cards, look at the charms. It is what it is, right? You have the Nine of Wands here, and as you can see, if you look at this side, it looks very dark and challenging, but this is the side you chose, and he's ready. He has those wands in his hand, and he's like, you know what? I'm not going to let anything get in my way. The Nine of Wands is Saturn in Sagittarius. You may find yourself in a defensive mode, but man, that's like my I'm still standing card, right? It brings certain things to the surface so you can confront them. You are standing your ground, and it brings opportunity for growth, all right? The next card is the Eight of Swords in reverse. Now look at the Eight of Swords not in reverse in this deck, and now look at the side that you pulled, right? The Eight of Swords is Jupiter and Gemini breaking out of confusion, breaking out of lack of direction, breaking out of fear. You find some sort of freedom, okay? You do. It may be challenging to uncover, but you find it. And here you have the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords, and on this side is not holding her sword, right? She's quietly contemplative. Mercury in Aquarius, you see something pretty clearly. You don't need the sword. Concisely, you're perceptive. You have found your truth. Was it easy? Not really. It wasn't ridiculously hard, but it may be something you just didn't want to look at before, right? Somebody's energy is getting in the way, and you absolutely figure that out, okay? When we add this up and we break it down, we get that Capricorn, Aquarius, Saturn energy, right? Karma, lessons, hard work, tests that are passed, at least in your case. Saturn helps people be more assertive. Maybe you need that. Maybe you needed to be more assertive with someone or something here in your life. I really like the energy so far. Here in your, wow, look at those cards. All right, jumping ahead. This is your opportunities column. And here you have good news. You're going to hear good news, okay? But you're also going to hear bullshit. And it's sideways card, you have to decipher it. As the intuitive Cancer that you are, I don't think this is going to be hard for you. Cancers are like bullshit detectors. They are. They may not be able to prove, but they feel way before they find the facts. So I think you're going to here. Look at this. You have Let me pull this card up by itself because it's cool as shit. You have the Death card in reverse. The Death card in reverse can be many things in many readings depending on the deck and everything else. And this would be the Death card in this deck. It's kind of nuclear winter crap, right? But look at this side of the card. The sun is rising. The sun is rising. This is the rebirth side of the Death card. In this deck, the sun is rising and a new day is dawning, and it's something that you yourself have created through a decision or a series of decisions that you make. You have here the Knight of Cups, and this is in reverse. I do think with this Neptune and Scorpio energy that you are revoking an offer, right? So there's an offer that a cup that you offered someone. That cup, it was a cup in friendship, a cup in love. It was something that you offered someone that you are now taking back. Look at him pouring out that cup. He's like, nah, nope. I'm rescinding my attention. I'm rescinding my feelings. I need to focus on me. And your final card, look at this. The Star upright. The Star upright. We know that the star is healing, obviously, but it is wish fulfillment, right? It is what happens as a result of your hard work. And I like that for you. I mean, it's an understatement that I like that for you. There is a wish coming true into fruition here. And when we add this up and we break it down, we get that Jupiter energy again, right? The expansion, the luck, the optimism. That is your opportunity this month. Don't blow it. I mean, I understand that Cancer can be an extremely compassionate sign, and you may be extremely slow to cut someone out. But there are ways to cut someone out without cutting them out. You could just take them and put them on a different level in your life, or at least put those two swords up from the Two of Swords and not hear them. Now, in some cases, you might have to cut someone out. You might have to think outside your box that way, all right? Let's look at this Norse deck, and then we'll close out your reading with your numerology. But in the Norse deck for March 2025 for Cancer, wow, you have Gandalf. And look what it says on the card, wisdom. Let me see if I could. I mean, we all know who Gandalf is, right? He is actually a dwarf that resides in a Norse place, right? He is like a wise sorcerer, a scholar. His presence in a spread, it stands for something that you are attaining wisdom-wise. Yeah, it encourages an inquisitive mind. His presence sort of works very much in your favor when it comes to seeking knowledge and creating something. And that, my friend, sums up your reading. You're going to be seeking something out this month. You're going to be finding something out this month. You're going to be making decisions this month, and it's going to put you on a course of what to work on and what deserves your attention and what doesn't. One thing we did forget is we forgot to do your astrology, so we're going to do that right now before your numerology. Let's look at this. Maybe there's a reason why we forgot. I really never do that. So maybe this will sort of tie everything together more so at the end than at the beginning. You have full moon in Pisces here. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. I do think there's a sort of balance that needs to go on this month, or an elimination. You know, with that, the full moon in Pisces is typically in December. It represents some sort of practicality. And I do think with that Virgo energy, it's very practical energy. You have here Taurus, which, as we know, is another earth sign. It says tactile, grounded, and stable. It's more of that earth energy that you experienced with the Virgo energy. Tauruses are steady, they're grounded, they're devoted to tactile physical pleasure as well, but they're not afraid to work hard for their desires and root themselves, right? Yeah, self-care is a priority for them because they know that when they take care of themselves, they reach their goals faster. They know how to keep the cup overflowing with satisfaction. Root yourself in a commitment, right, to your craft for the long haul. When you devote yourself, you'll be surprised at what you are able to manifest here. And there is a manifestation going on for sure. You also have Vesta here. And Vesta is an asteroid, inner spark, sacrifice, and devotion. You are definitely sacrificing something, although I'm not really sure it's much of a sacrifice, okay? Um, Vesta is known as the goddess of the hearth and the home, the ancient symbol of like a sacred flame. This points to where we hold, to what we hold sacred, right? At the core of our being. What's important to you at the moment? She tends to your home, her home. What's home? What's home to you, right? Definitely. Vesta serves your internal world. It illuminates. And it's like your inner landscape. It cultivates that crucial relationship that will last beyond time, the one with yourself. You have to think of yourself. Something Cancers don't always do, right? It's something this month, put your goals, your feelings, your self-care as a priority. And I promise you, if you do that and you think outside your box that way, something good is going to happen as a result of that here, Cancer, for sure. Now, you also chose Mars, and this is number 17 in this deck. This is it's that Aries energy we talked about in your tarot, right? Mars retrograde ended on February 23rd, and Mars starts to gain momentum after that. And you'll experience, we will experience like a total lunar eclipse around the 13th and the 14th. And this event will be known as the blood moon because the moon will appear reddish. And this may stir you emotionally. But with Mars here in your corner, you have that assertiveness that you may have been lacking before. Because now that Mars is turned direct, we all have it. We know we have the confidence to make the moves that we need to make in order to bring success. Now, when we look at your numbers, right? When we add up all the numbers in this reading and we break it down, we get Mars again. It's very important energy for you. I think it's going to push you to do something, to make some decisions, right? We had that here. We had that somewhere else over here. The Mars energy is important. And the number that we talked about more than any other number is number 8. And number 8 is Saturn. It's that karmic lesson, right? It is the reward for hard work that we also talked about down here. The planet that we talked about the most is Saturn. Again, same thing, right? You're definitely, you have the choice to learn a lesson and benefit from it this month. And I do think it involves someone else. I think it could be one person or it could be more than one person, but it's somebody that it is a certain thing that is disrupting your energy. And I think you're going to catch it. I think your intuition is going to kick in. The signs we talked about the most were Leo, Aries, Pisces, Taurus, Libra, Virgo, Capricorn, Gemini, Sagittarius, Aquarius, and Scorpio. But the sign we talked about the most was Virgo. Slip into that Virgo energy. Read up on them and be what you need to be meticulous and methodical about your goal and your fortune. And watch the rewards pour in. Your lucky numbers are 17, 8, 9, 11, 6, and 4. Okay, this is a great reading, okay? And I wish you all the luck, and I will see you next time.